Our I started by something that I want to raise in us. Speaking. That said, my mother said, I'll be talking to people when I'm doing with everyone else. My mother said that words, hear words are the greatest asset you can give your children. Words. If for them, build 100 in the next 10 years, I'll be in an area that I'm talking about man, but in the but whatever you them, whatever you say to them resonates in them for life. Words and to come back. Are you hearing me now? Please unmute yourselves. Are you hearing now? Now, all thank welcome. Apologize for help technical issues, but it's okay. It's full. Thank you once again. I also that can give to our children legacy of life, not people that send their to the best university at the end of and did not Are you hearing me now? I'm sure you know that winners don't quit and quitters don't win. When you quit, so you're hearing me now. Thank you. The beautiful thing is life only responds to what we release to it. Thank you, Sir Rebecca. Thank you. You cannot give what you don't have. Are we settled? Can we start now? Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to appreciate everyone for being here today. This is okay. Excellent. The meeting is being recorded. Yes, thank you. So let's just start. I'm going to prepare you for dynamic parenting. This that I'm doing today is a legacy, and I believe you are going to take everything you can. Should we start? Okay, I have the first slide. Thank you, Claire. I have the first slide, right? The first slide, I'm trying to. Okay. So I shouldn't use this again. The first slide is saying, who is really raising your child? The child I know. The child I know. The child I no longer understand. Pardon me. Now, the truth is, we are living in a system that is so contaminated and so polluted. Whether you are conscious of it or not, I'm sure you must have seen some family that parents will be on their tab, the daddy will be on his laptop, the mother will be on her phone, the children will be on their phones or their laptop, and everybody got glued to social media. The child I no longer understand is the child that social media, peer pressure, pornography, emotional disconnection is raising for you. Now, let me say this to parents. Many a times when we lose contact with our kids, we don't know when we are no more in touch with them. Most of us as parents, you just discovered, I don't know this child again. What's going on? What has happened? You are confused because nature hates emptiness. Let me be strong with that word. Nature does not allow for emptiness. Understand, if you are not feeling the mental, emotional, psychological lives of your children, something else is feeling it. Social media is feeling it. Peer pressure is feeling it. Pornography is feeling it. Emotional disconnection is feeling it. Drug is feeling it. All sorts of vices is filling that place. Nature hates vacuum. Please get that straight. Don't play with those words, these words I'm sharing with us tonight, because I know many of us have missed it. Many of us are trusting that we're going to reconnect to our kids. But the truth is, if you are just going to be raising your children, please take it to your heart. Nature hates vacuum. Nature abhors vacuum. Nature will not allow vacuum to linger. If something is not feeling it, another thing will feel it. So whether you are conscious of it or not, the child I no longer understand is a child that social media, peer pressure, pornography, emotional disconnection is raising. The next slide. Yes. The next slide, please. Now, let me go. Okay, slide 2. Yes. Oh, slide. Okay. It's too fast, right? Okay. It's slide 2 I want us to. Many parents are heartbroken secretly. Why? My child is no longer talking to me. Everything now becomes an argument. I'm sure some of you are getting to understand and is resonating with you what I'm talking about. Many parents are secretly heartbroken. I don't know what my child is hiding anymore. I miss the child I used to love and know. You are not the first person that will feel it. All of us. My last son is 34, so I understand. I understand. I understand the dynamics of parenting I understand what it is when you disconnect or your child disconnects from you. Little conversation is reactional. Little thing, you are hearing, you are seeing attitude. Unfortunately, because we were not taught how to raise our kids, we react to them the same way. Let's take the next slide. The next slide. Are we okay? I didn't just want to be talking. I want these things to resonate in us. That's what, yes, slide 3. Okay. You can't find the third slide. Okay. Now, whether you are conscious of it or not, digital world is now a full-time influencer over your children. Why? Because we are wired to be emotionally attached to stuffs. Whether you are conscious of it or not, we are wired to be emotionally attached to TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. Now, when your child is spending more emotional life that is supposed to spend with the family, with the social media, you are losing them. The gap is widening. There is something that is not right in that, because your child needs to feel the impact of the family. Your child should look forward to coming home. Your child should look forward to being around you. Your child should be comfortable saying, Dad, Mom, free to talk. Listen, many a times, because as parents, we are not connecting. Not because we don't want to connect, but there are issues going on in our marriage. Hear me and hear me profoundly. I'm in the studio where I'm doing this live program. I have laptops, I have lights, I have gadgets here. If myself and my spouse are fighting here in this studio for 25 years, with all the gadgets I've mentioned, the only thing that can happen to this gadget is for it to be dusty. But if husband and wife are fighting in the same room, your children grow with the storm. As much as possible, as a family, reduce conflict to zero in your home. Why? Because if your children spend emotional time online than the family, your children are being influenced by the world. And that's what is so crazy. It's not even real. You see a 17-year-old boy saying, I'm getting married. And these are people that are modeling your kids. These are people that you look at, your kids are looking at, and they want to be like this. They want to be like, I don't want to be mentioning names so as not to sound as if I'm condemning any of these stars. But most of the time, these celebrities that your kids are looking at as their model, as their mentors, they are celebrities that are into all sorts of vices. The next slide. Now, that's not the 7th slide, the 7th one. Now, the major voices raising this generation. Now, a lot of people are wondering, who is telling my son this? Where did you hear that from? As a matter of fact, I've heard kids, speaking the language that is not from home. See, is the 5th slide, please. 5th slide. Now, it's the other one I'm talking about. The one before this. The one before this. That's before this. Peer pressure has gone digital. That's not the next one. There's another one before that one. I apologize for this. Oh dear.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6.
This is the fifth one I'm talking. The major voices. I'm still on voices. I just saw it now. Okay, I'll be using next. The major voices raising this generation is shifted again. The major voices raising this generation are the influencers that they see outside there. Those people are just there to make your child feel, oh, this person is better than me. Ah, what's going on? Wow. Okay. The major voices raising this generation, I've said it. Those voices speak louder when we think and shape our children daily. Now, listen, if you think those things are not making impact in the life of your kids, it's a lie. I said something before we got into the glitches. I said, sometimes your child will say something and you are wondering, where did you get this from? This is not the language you speak in this family. Why? Because of the pressure that is coming from outside. The next slide. Wow. The next slide. Now, social media does not just entertain, it shapes your kids' identity. Now, sometimes you think, now we are what we see. I'm sure you know that when you look at something back to back, before you know it, it gets into your subconscious and you start thinking about it. So social media does not just entertain, it shapes your kids' identity. In that space, they have comparison. Oh, this one is better than me. This one is dressing well. Mommy, I want to wear designers. False lifestyle. Everything they see in that space, it is not real. It's all fake life. Most of the time, now, if you look at some of the pictures we take that makes for people to look like Miss World, the picture is filtered. But these are the things your young mind, your innocent kids are watching, and they are not having the privilege to how do I put to sieve it or to break it down. And the parent that needed to help them are not available. Validation addiction. Oh, why do kids get into pornography? Because they don't, when you're watching porn, when they get into pornography, they are looking at the person that is acting porn. Oh, this one has received me. This one like me. At least I'm in his space. That is how the brain gets glued to pornography. They feel the validation, pressure to perform. When you see your kids, I have been privileged to do therapy for children. When I say kids, I'm talking about children from the age of 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And when we talk in therapy and you listen to them, my heart bleeds. I had to tell one, you know what? I felt like crying that day because what I was listening to is just all lies and facade. And these things were taken in from social media. Social media has changed their identity, rewrote their destiny. Not only identity, their destiny. Next slide, please. Oops. Peer pressure has gone digital. How? Old peer pressure was at school. Now, peer pressure is 24/7 online. When we were growing up, it wasn't as bad as this. The only place where you have, oh, my friend's daddy brought my friend to school, they have a good car. That's the only place where you see, things that get into your mind and you wish your parents had it. But now, what is trending? What must I do to belong? I have to just join them. Oh, they are using iPhone, 17 Pro Max, 16 Pro Max, 18 Pro Max. Everybody is just into this peer pressure that has gone digital. Now, when you're looking at your kids and you're wondering, how did I miss them? What are you thinking? The truth is, when those things are influencing your kids, who is demystifying it? Who is de-escalating it? Who is talking to them to let them know that no, that's not. Can they come home and tell you, Mom, Dad, I'm in a group. I listen to men that are struggling with sexual addiction. I feel scared for my generation. Why? Because these children, there's nobody that is explaining anything to them. Sexual relationship, loving someone. I had to read. Let me read something to you. The other phone. I want to read what a parent told me. A parent told me about her daughter. I'll look for it and read it to us. We need to listen to what a mother said. When I talk like this, I'm so concerned because children of this generation, you need to understand that we have to be more dynamic, more intentional, more involving in the lives of our children. The next slide. I'll have to read that to us. Yes, the next slide, please. Who is influencing your child online? The next slide. Who is influencing your child online? I've talked about digital world. I've talked about how they just, when your child is depressed, when your child is down, and there's nobody to communicate to them, the next thing they do is they go to the social world. But when you are there to explain to them, if you look at the picture, the dad is there, the mom is there, they are watching over what your kids are watching. I've seen people, I went somewhere some times ago, and I saw this baby. The boy is not up to, I'm not exaggerating, he's not up to 6 months. This boy held the mommy's phone. While the phone was, the mother now wanted to calculate how much was the thing I got and all. And the moment the mother took the mic, the phone from the son, that boy was yelling and screaming, throwing tantrums. I'm like, hey, I was shocked. I had to tell the mom. And the reason why she's doing that is for her to rest. Please, be watching, do something. Be looking at the cartoon so that I can leave. With that alone, you are exposing your children to a bad habit that will affect them to concentrate in school. Pornography is silently rewiring their mind. And that's the truth. The young mind, listen to me. When I was growing, I've said that in different platforms. When I was growing, the only thing I know that looks like nude picture, we call it Ikebe Super. But today, a click away on social media, you find yourself in a funny site. And that is what has taken over the world. Early exposure to sex is a setup for marital problem for your kids. And that's the truth. You might not be conscious of it. Your brain cannot be attached to watching pornography, masturbating, and you enjoy your marriage. It's not possible. I'm a sexual addiction therapist, so I understand this as I know my name. Now, when you are engaged in pornography, you have an unrealistic expectations about sexuality. Those people that are involved in sexual activity, they are not normal people. That's the truth. They're on drugs, they're on all sorts. Let me have the next slide, please. Internet culture is shaping their world view. Some of your kids felt that the world on the internet is the real world, and it's not true. That's a lie. But they believe it. Now, the truth is, there's nothing we can do about these things that I'm intentionally talking about social media because that is where the challenge is in our generation. It affects their thinking. It distorts their values. the influence is something else. Now, if you notice recently, I started seeing it on the news that some countries, UK, have said from age 13 or thereabout, no more telephone. Why are they saying that? If you look into the statistics, I'm sure when they get to school and they notice that these children are not doing well in class, what exactly is the reason? They found out that the truth is something is shaping their world. Can I have the next slide? I'm trying to look for that, the conversation I had with that woman that she sent a message to me. Can we have the next slide, please? The next slide. Okay, let me read it. I'll read this to you, parents, so that you know what I'm talking about. Hello, madam. Hello, madam. How is your ministry doing and family? I'm one of your fans. Please listen. Listen to this. I'm one of your fans that do listen to your life coach. I have an issue with my daughter. Hear me. She's 17 years old. Will be 18 in August. Maybe the mother is even here. I don't even know, probably, because she must have seen the promo. She's in 200 level, going to 300 level by September this year. I noticed recently that she started going out with a boyfriend. I'm not happy. Excuse you. Why would you not be happy? Boyfriend, not even, she's a girl, not even girlfriend. You know, some of us, we don't know that we are living in a dark world. Your kids some of them are becoming lesbians. Some of them are becoming homosexual. And that's the truth. Let me continue. Next slide, please. But I'm reading this. I'm not happy with that because I don't expect such from her. I want her to finish her university before thinking, you are not in this generation, before thinking of boyfriend, or rather, she should be in 500 level before going out with a boy. Her course is 6 years course. Ma, please, I need your help. I'm furious. I don't know how to advise her. I'm broken right now. You know, I said it, that some parents are broken. Now, listen to my response. Please listen. Next slide, please. Why they listen to their response? Next slide. Thank you for reaching out and for trusting me. The next slide, please. The next slide. Thank you for, okay, that's where I'm going. That's parents aren't just overseers. We are influencers. That's why I'm reading this to you. I'm very intentional with this program. I'm not bothered with all the distractions. What is important is one or two things will resonate listening to this program. I now said, I told you, parents are not just overseers, or pardon me, parents are not just observers, we are influencers. Hear this. Thank you for reaching out and trusting me with something that is obviously weighing you down. Honestly, I understand the weight of your heart. First, I want to encourage you not to panic and allow your fear, disappointment, or anger to guide your response to your daughter. What you are experiencing is understandable because every parent wants the best for their child and wants to protect them from mistakes and unnecessary emotional pain. Facts. Parents are not just observers, they are influencers. Please note that. Now, however, it is important to remember that your daughter is no longer a little girl. She's graduating, she's transitioning, pardon me, into adulthood. 17, 18. She's 17, she's approaching 18. This is natural for her to begin to develop emotional interest in the opposite sex. There's so much in my heart today, but when I have to stop, I'll stop. The goal at this stage is not simply to stop her from having sexual feelings or emotional feelings. The goal is to help her develop wisdom. I said parents are not just observers, they are influencers. We are influencers. I said The goal is to help her develop wisdom, self-control. Now, the question now is, a parent that does not have wisdom, a parent that does not have self-control, a parent that is not emotionally matured, how? That's why I'm doing this for parents. The goal is to help her develop wisdom, self-control, healthy boundaries, and a good decision-making skills. Now, I didn't want to go deeper into this woman's, I didn't want to ask her questions because I've been busy. I was going to ask her, probably listen and listen carefully, please. Probably she was raped. She made a wrong choice by marrying her dad. Probably she got negatively influenced when she was that age. Who knows? A lot of us, when we go through stuff and we see our children taking that path, we become apprehensive, we become reactional, we don't understand how to help them. Why? Because we actually bleeding on them. Our wounds are not healed, so we don't know how to really put ourselves together and be intentional, not being emotional. Please note my word. Being intentional and not being emotional. Being intentional would help you to look at yourself and tell yourself, I have to calm down. I need to help my child to understand, to develop wisdom, self-control, healthy boundaries, and a good decision-making skills. Making decision alone, it's a skill. And we decide every time. We decide 24/7. Now, I now said, because I'm making a statement here, I said if you approach her with anger, how many of us have really approached your kids with anger? And sometimes they're asking themselves, what did I do? What just happened? You and your husband, you had an issue. You didn't resolve it. You are transferring aggression. I'll say kids, I'll say, Dad or Mom, as Mom said that again, as Dad beating you again, you are messing up, you are influencing your children wrongly. Parents are not just observers, we are influencers. Now, I'm thinking, I didn't ask her, so I'm not divulging any information here. The truth is, I now asked her, and I said, if you approach her with anger, threat, don't worry. I remember when I was growing up, my mother would say, well, if a man touch you, you are pregnant. Excuse you. How? We were not giving proper sex education. There's no information you are giving to your kids. I have some daddies here. How many of us have told your boy child, your son, that once in a while when you sleep, you can have wet dreams? How many of us have had that tough conversation with your son? None. Now, when your son wakes up in the morning, he has erection, he feels the emotional part of that part of his life. There is no child that has enough courage to go and say, Daddy, this morning I woke up, I had erection, then I see water coming out from my private part. How many parents are dynamic enough to confront their kids and ask them? I've seen women that cannot even explain menstruation to their daughters. Whether you like it or not, I said it. Nature hates vacuum. If you are not raising your kids, if you are not influencing them, just know that the world is doing it for you. Saying that you are empty, the space is empty, is not. Take it to the bank. I said, if you approach her with anger, with threat, or harsh judgment, she may become secretive. Not that she will become secretive. Kids are not the same. Every child has different personality type. Thank you. Every kid have different. Some people are thinker, talker, detailed, and thorough. Now, if you react to a child that is extroverted in nature, not a problem. She can shrug it, she can wave it, she can overlook it. But when you are dealing with a child, the network is very poor. People are complaining, but it's okay. Now, the truth is, if you are not matured enough to raise your kids, being emotionally intelligent as parents, you will mislead them. Something is taking charge. I know some of us will have to think through some of these things I'm saying. If you approach her with anger, with threat or harsh judgment, she will become secretive and begin to hide important aspects of her life from you. Some of us, we don't know our kids, right? Instead, create a safe environment where you can talk openly with her. That was why I brought the issue of if your son wakes up, what happens with first erection? Must I touch my private part when I have that erection and I have wet dreams? Those questions are very important. If you don't answer them at the time that is needed, especially from that age 10, this generation, age 10, 11, 12, so the teen years, then becoming adolescent, if you don't have that solid, strong conversation with your kids, the truth is, and I have to be honest with you, the truth is somebody would have it with them to discuss. Some people have become a sex addict today because they went to their friend's place and saw pornography, they were watching it together and they are stuck for life. Why? Because instead, create a safe environment where she can talk openly with you. How many of us have given our kids that opportunity to have an open conversation? I will encourage you to have a calm conversation with her and discuss the importance of focusing on her education and future goals. The importance of focusing on her education and future goals. Now, a child that you have yelled at, you have reacted to, you have told her you're going to be pregnant, if you allow a man to touch you, and you are acting like a pendulum, you are not emotionally mature, you are not emotionally smart. The child that you have reacted to like that because you saw a guy with her, she will never, ever open her heart to listen to you because she will assume you're already prejudiced, you're already biased. Please don't be biased in raising your kids. Now, I'm telling you what you have to discuss with her. The difference between friendship, attraction, and serious commitment, they are different. There's a lot of difference between friendship, attraction, and serious commitment. This has to be explained in detail and not professionally, not officially. I've seen parents, it is when you are having, probably some of you are Christians, it's when you're having devotion that you start bringing issues out. Sometimes after devotion, some people will beat their kids. So God also has become a paradox to them. Now, this conversation has to be done in bits and in segments, unplanned for, casually, engaging them without even them knowing that it's a serious engagement. You can ask your daughter or your son, how old are you? Say, Mom, you know my age. Just to open conversation with them. How old are you? Mommy, you know my age. I'm 12, I'm 13, I'm 14. Oh, 12, do you have a boyfriend? One of my friends shared this with me. Let me share it with you because I'm breaking this down. The daughter, they went to the US for vacation and the parents said, pick gifts for your friends. I'm telling you how people mislead society, culture, religion, tradition, even school. You are the only one that has the power, the capacity to influence your child or your children. Excuse you, your school is not a rehabilitation center. University is not a rehabilitation center. Your home is where you influence them most. That is where legacy is built. You are building legacy. That is where truth is being said. That is where understanding is being given. So the parent just said, buy gifts for your kids, for your friends. So this lady, this girl, she's just 6. I'm telling you, true story that my friend shared with me. The girl is 6. Bought pants for the friend, male friend. The parents said, buy gifts for your friends, male or female. There was no conversation in that line. So the 6-year-old girl bought pants for his friend, also bought for herself. So when they finished school, during the break time, the friend said, I have a gift for you. Gave his friend, the 6-year-old girl, gave his friend the gift he brought for his friend, and he opened her panties, saying that I have my own. And teacher caught them. And they called the parents. Your daughter is, just picture what will be said. I'm glad that my friend understands the dynamics of parenting. Some of you, the moment they allege your child, you react. You just start, you believe an outsider more than your kids. That is an abomination. That is error. It's a sign that you are not a normal parent. You need help immediately. If what somebody, now, you know your kids. Some of us don't know our kids anyway, but start to know them. That's the essence of this. We don't judge people in my profession. The truth is, if you know your child, you will know what your child can do and what your child cannot do. Excuse me, a 6-year-old girl, what does she know? What can she explain? So when they started beating the girl, reacting to the girl, embarrassing the girl, she was puzzled. And they called for the mom. And the mom said, explain. She said, I bought a gift for my brother, for my friend, and I gave it to him. I was showing him my own. Do you know that pain, that shame, that embarrassment can mess up the self-worth of that girl for life? How many of us listening to me today that you've been stigmatized, ostracized, you've been treated like you are evil when you just made an innocent mistake? You have to be intentional. Difference between friendship, attraction, and serious commitment. Teach your kids. Emotional boundaries, protecting her heart. Teaching her emotional boundaries. You can't give what you don't have. Now, teach her the consequences of premarital sexual involvement. The importance of maintaining her values, dignity, and personal standards. How healthy relationship should be, or how healthy relationship must not, a healthy relationship must not affect her or distract her from her purpose and destiny. I said, teach her. Rather than asking, why do you have that boyfriend? Consider asking, tell me about him. You see, when you show interest in someone, the person would open up. But when you come as a reactionary person, or you come in anger, or you come in rage, the person will shut down. No matter the temperament of your daughter or your son, the moment you come with rage, they will keep quiet. Because most of the time in that home, you've beaten them for no reason. I'm not saying you should not correct your child. I'll still talk about that later. Rather than asking, why do you have boyfriend? Consider asking, tell me about him. What do you like about him? How is the relationship helping you to become a better person? These are intellectual, intelligent, matured questions. Now, those questions will give more information and keep communication open. If you are not speaking to your kids, if you are not communicating to your children, please listen to this. As parents, we can always control every decision our children make, but we cannot control all the decisions our children make, but we can remain close enough to influence those decisions positively. A child that you can influence positively is a child your heart is open to, and her heart is also open to have a serious conversation with you. The next slide, please. Yes. Hey, boundaries today, freedom tomorrow. Listen, in this digital world, set screen time limit for your kids. And as parents, know their digital world. Children have, their world is weird and crazy. Talk about it often. Let's engage. Oh, what's going on with TikTok? What's going on with Snapchat? Okay. Let me have a look at your page. on Instagram. Just be there. That would help you to control those kids. Then, of course, lead by example. Some of us parents hearing me, you are addicted to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You are always there. And you don't want your children to be there. It's not possible. I told you at the beginning, I said words are the greatest asset you can give to your children. Buy them the best car ever. They will drive it and it will wear out. Build them a mansion. Probably by the time they are growing, they'll say, Mommy, that house is out of, it's not in vogue. I don't even want to live there. I want to change my location. But when you speak to them, it resonated. The next slide, please. Boundaries today, freedom tomorrow. Be intentional in setting healthy boundaries. Emotional safety and listening. Some parents don't, some of us, we need to develop not a listening ears, a listening heart. Before your child will open up, they need to know one thing. I am safe with you. That's why in therapy is a safe place. I've listened to children tell me things in therapy, asking them, did you tell anybody? They said no. Why? Why are they confiding in me? Why are they opening up to me in therapy? Because they know they are safe. They know I'm not there to judge them. I'm not going to yell at them. I'm not going to shout at them. I'm not going to react to them. They know in their heart of hearts that this woman is neutral. And I tell them, all my young ones in therapy, especially the young adults that I have, I promise them, you can sue me if I discuss your issues with your parents. Oh, I've seen some parents. They will come and say, you have to tell me. I won't answer them. The only thing I can tell them is, what are you looking for? Change. You're going to see the change. And that's the most important thing. Emotional safety and listening heart. I didn't say listening ears. Some of you, your child is talking to you. You are distracted. You are looking at something else. It means that, and if your child, what if first speaks love to your child is now words of affirmation or physical or availability. We have words of affirmation. We have physical touch. We act of service or quality time. Let me say that. If one speaks love to your son or your daughter, is quality time. And he said, Mommy, I want to tell you something. And you are doing something, you are distracted. Everything they will bottle up. Everything will sit on their inside. That's why I said emotional safety and listening heart, not even ears. Before your child opens up, they need to know one thing. I'm safe with my dad. I'm safe with my mom. Now, when your child comes and says, hey, something happened to me. I felt bad because I failed a particular subject. The next thing is not, you are very this, you are very that. I don't use those words. The next thing is validate their feelings. Hear me. It is when I started leaving Nigeria and live amidst people abroad in Africa. They don't believe you should have a feeling. It is when I started traveling, I hear kids, Dad, Mom, you are hurting my feelings. Our kids don't have feelings. Our culture, I don't like using some words, but I'll say they are demonic. Validate the feelings of your child. Understand where they're coming from. All feelings are okay. All behaviors can be guarded. And that's the truth. Create a non-judgmental zone. Daddy will judge me. Mommy will judge me. No. When a child comes in and says, I'm feeling this way, I'm not happy about this. Lo and behold, boom, relax. Now, don't get emotional, especially when something happens that shakes you. Don't let them see it. Oh God. Sometimes you are crying in your room and your kids will think you are strong. I was telling factually, I can tell you I've lived this life. I was in a storm for years. Nobody knew. My kids did not know anything because I just needed to protect their hearts. If you don't protect their hearts, you are crying, your husband is crying, your children are crying. So baby is crying alto, the daddy is crying soprano, the mommy is giving which one is again? I'm not a music, I'm not into music like that. Buzz. How do we handle that? Create a non-judgmental zone. Let them be real without the fear of shame or punishment. Now, how do we handle punishment? We'll get to that. Ask open-ended questions. That's what I said at the beginning. Make sure the conversation is open. Ask, just go out of your way. Say things that would make them to think, and such information is bonding the two of you. Hey, when your kids tells you something, reflect on what you hear. Don't hear it and just gloss over it and leave it. I remember one of the days raising my kids. I was bringing one from school at the time, and he told me, say, Mommy, I'm not normal. I packed. He was in the car with me. I packed. I said, how? Who said? Who said you are not normal? Who said you are not normal? Yes. Who said you are not normal? Ah. He said, my teacher and my friends. I said, why? He said, because I stuttered. I stammer. I told him, I said, look at me very well. Great men stutters. Great men stammers. I told him, I said, when next any of your teacher or your friends say such a thing, tell them, if you didn't hear me when I'm talking, listen very well. You don't have to be rude. You can be firm and be nice. I saw his countenance changed. Today is a great man. The truth is, the moment your children know you're not going to punish them, you're not going to shame them, they will tell you anything. They will show you anything. There is nothing they will not tell you. Some people don't know why kids are bonded with their parents. They don't know that that particular person or the parent had opened, they have made their life comfortable around them. Let the life of your children be comfortable around you. When they say something, reflect on it. Bring the conversation back. Ask them, what you told me the other time, how are you feeling? What is it? Can you tell me more? Respond with empathy, not fixes. It's not every time. Why are you crying? They beat you. You are lazy. You are this. No, just show empathy, not fix it. It's not every conversation that needs fixing. Your children will not tell you things. If you come judging them back to back, they will not. I'm talking about emotional safety and listening heart. I didn't say listening ears. I said heart. Next slide. You can say this, I hear you. That's really hard. Sorry. Now hear this. Stop correcting, start connecting. You judges and lawyers that are parents, and you're hearing me. Stop correcting, start connecting. You know, when you connect, correction will be easy. I can say that 1,000 times. When we first connect, our words have power. When we first connect, our words create influence. When we connect first, our words is impactful. But when we correct first, our words create distance. Nobody likes to be judged negatively. Even if you're going to correct, make sure you are open, you are connecting. Now, when you connect with someone and you live with someone, it will be easy. Thank you. It will be easy for you to bring any gray area that you are not comfortable with, because the person knows that your child, let me put it that way, this is what I'm sharing with you today is relatable to any relationship. And that's just the truth. When you connect first, your words have power. When you correct first, our words create distance. I don't know what I will do now that she will say this and he will say this. Now, instead of, there are things you should not say. Why did you do that again? Stop being lazy. Some of us, even adults, we have our mood swings now. We have our moments. Everybody has their moments. And when your child is having his or her moments, you are reacting. What's wrong with you? Is it because I correct you? Now, when you beat a child or you correct a child, you want the child to be laughing? No. The child will still shrink. And let me say this before I take the next slide. Never confront a child or correct a child without coming back to explain and converse about the reason for that correction. Why did I shout at you? If you are not emotionally stable or you are also having your days and you have to react negatively and you notice that your daughter or your son is not happy with the reaction, the next thing is quickly come back to yourself and ask, did you feel bad when I shouted at you? Yes, Dad. I'm sorry. This is it. Now, saying sorry to your kids is not a sign of weakness. The day you stop to say sorry, one day, raising that children in your old day, they will be sorry for you. Ha. Don't forget, I've talked about social media. Life is filling those vacuums. The things you were not doing, life is doing it for you. Social media is doing it for you. Their friends are doing it for you. They are fixing these puzzles. Instead of saying, why did you do this? You can say, help me to understand what you are trying to say. Just have empathy, wear their shoes. You know, some of us are hearing me now. You wish your parents were better. Some of you are having marital crisis today. That is terrible because of the way you were raised. You were never raised being empathetic. You are never raised being nice, being kind. And you are pressing the button. Who is going to stop the flow? That's why we're here. Parents, put yourself in your kids' shoes and say, let's figure it out. Help them. Oh my God, there's so much in my heart. The next slide. I'm just going to go to the second to the last slide. After maybe, let's go. The next slide, please. I'm intentional with time. We can do part 2, honestly. Yes, and probably do it better and have a better internet, but not too soon anyways. How to build connection with your child. Every relationship goes through disconnection. There are 7 stages in every relationship. I'm not going to talk about that now. But the truth is, every relation goes through disconnection. What matters is your willingness to repair and reconnect. That's why no matter what your kids have done to you, young adult, teenager, let them know that a relationship may be fractured, but it's not broken. Don't break relationship with your kids. Please. Please. It may be fractured, probably because they made wrong decisions or choices, but don't let it be broken. And when there's a gap, reach out first. Raising kids is intentionality. It's just the way it is. There's no perfect parents. Nobody can parent perfectly. When they too, they are married, they start having their kids, they will know that you are not perfect, but always bridge the gap. Acknowledge the gap. Admit there is a distance. Awareness opens the door. Don't wait for them to come to you. Some of you are keeping malice with your kids. That's sickening. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you are not pained, but you know what? Your kids are your fault, in all fairness. Bad driving, bad parenting, bad manners, bad parenting. And one thing I've discovered in this world, in this generation, is we don't take responsibility. We don't accept. Bad driving, bad parenting, bad manners, bad parenting. The moment I notice something in someone, is the parent. Truth. Because every child comes to the world blank. It is what you play to them, they play back to their world. Spend intentional time together. No agenda, just your presence. Be there, be available. Tell them once in a while, you know what? I'm here for you. I want to listen to you. You are my friend. You are my gossip partner. Validate them. The next slide. The next slide, I'm rushing. Apologize sincerely. Don't say I'm your dad. I can't say sorry. Say sorry, hug. Children do better when parents heal too. This is what I'm going to say today. Listen to me. If you're having issues in your marriage, quickly resolve it. Your health is your marriage. Your wealth is your marriage. Your happiness is your marriage. Your old age is your marriage. Now, some are married to some terrible personalities, sociopaths, psychopaths, narcissists, and all. In my profession, we don't judge without screening. No doctor will say you have cancer. When, because he has not diagnosed you, he has not known what it is going on with you. He can't say you have cancer. But the truth is, some people cannot just say sorry. They can't connect. But the truth is, do everything that lies in your power and capacity to bridge the gap. Children do better when parents heal too. Our children don't need perfect parents, they need healed parents. If you don't heal from your childhood wound, you cannot parent very well. Your childhood wound can show up in your parenting. I said it to the woman that was going to, get angry with her daughter because at 17, 18, she's having a boyfriend. Probably, I said it. This is a confirmation. It could be that she was molested at 17, 18, and the fear just came because that pain was not healed. Heal your past wound. Understand the regulation of your emotions. When you heal, you respond with calm, not with fear or with triggers. Some of you, all the things you are doing to your kids now is a trigger from the pain that happened in the past. Listen, be intentional in breaking generational patterns. And I'm going to say this. I have a nickname: trace it, face it, embrace it, erase it, and start replacing it. If you are hearing me today and you trace your family system, your dad, your mom, your grandfather, either ways, you notice any form of dysfunctionality, adultery, polygamy, gambling, whatever it is, sexual activities, whatever, anger, issues, you have to break that pattern intentionally. That is when healing is here. And that's why therapy is important. Don't assume that emotional wounds will heal. Hey, time don't heal wounds. That's the truth. Time don't heal wounds. Intentionality heals wounds. Your child will learn more from you, how you handle life, than what you say. I've seen kids that parents that will say, do what I say, not what I do. It's not possible. You can't, that cannot be possible. Your life is the one modeling them. Let your life speak wholeness, healing, restoration, health. Don't play with your pain. Don't take your pain for granted. Heal from the roots. It is the healed that becomes a master in mending. And that's the truth. It is the healed that becomes a master in mending. Understand that, or else you pass the baton. You continually pass a negative baton to your children, and that's just the truth. Can I have the next slide, please? Yes, the next slide. I can't see it. Okay. It is not too late to change. Every day, after this information, let it be a new beginning. Start again. Grow again. Work on yourself. Do something with what you are hearing today. Can I have the next slide on the screen, please? Yes, the next slide. Next slide, please. On the screen. No. The next one before this. Before this. There's something I want to say, and I will say it with all passion. It is not too late to change. Back to the slide, please. It is not too late to change. Please, don't tell yourself, oh, I can't do anything about it. You can do something. Rigidity is an energy of a fool. And I know no parents want to be a fool here. Change start with one decision. From today, no yelling, no shouting. I'll deal with my anger. I'll deal with my rage. I'll deal with my addiction. I'll deal with my whatever it is that my spouse is complaining about or my kids are complaining about. Do you know some of you are hearing me today that you are not your children's friend's friend? You don't know their friends. You don't relate with them. You don't go out together. You don't say, okay, let's go on vacation with your friends. Okay, kids, let's go and meet your parents. Your children's parents should be your friend. Either ways, is not letting the world, the social media world, take your kids from you. Yes, the next slide. I'm almost done. Thank you so much for your patience. Yes, the next one. Next. Next slide, please. Now, if you do not intentionally raise your child, something else will. Let me say something here that is very strong in my heart today. If you are raising your kids and you notice that there's a change, you don't understand your kids anymore, seek intervention. Get them to therapy. If they fail and they are repeating back to back, get someone to do something with it, because intervention will save you from raising a child that will end up having to be taken to rehab for drug addiction, for sex addiction, for multiple sexual activities, from multiple abortions. Because if you don't nip it on the bud, something will keep deteriorating. Any wound that is not healed will keep decaying. The moment you have this worry and concern about your child, get intervention. Don't think you can't figure it out. Number one, your kids may not listen to you anymore. They have their prejudice, they have their biases. They felt you don't understand them, you can't feel them, you can't even help them. So you need a neutral person who is not a judge. Let me give you somebody sent me a mail about her daughter. 18, the man actually said, I aborted for my kids. And for my daughter, I've aborted for her twice. So what's the problem? I'm in trouble. And I said, sir, okay, can I have your daughter? The first thing I made that girl to know is that she's safe. And if I divulge this information, you can sue me. And she started opening up. She said she had a fight with her friend in school. And it was bad in class. Everybody was angry and all of that. And the teacher said, come to the class, come to the staff room. And the teacher took his phone and told her to come closer. And they started watching pornography. So she got into sexual perversion through her teacher. She told me that when she wanted to tell her parents, she came home. She said, I was planning to tell my dad and my mom what I experienced in school. She said the atmosphere was so tense because mom and dad were fighting and arguing. And that was how she got stuck into sexual struggle. Now, you can't blame that girl. She wanted to be vulnerable, but the atmosphere is not conducive for openness. That is why I said a stitch in time saves 9. I've seen kids now that are addicted to drug because they couldn't find a safe place to communicate to their parents. Let me say this to daddies in the house. Your children, they look up to you more than any man on earth. If you're a shadow dad, you're a missing in action dad, you're a boundary buster dad, you're a traditional dad, you're a critical father, change now. You know why? You are your son's hero, your daughter's hero. As a man, you are the driver, you are the pilot, you are the captain of this home. I know you have your pressure. If you have your pressure, you have what you're dealing with, seek intervention. Help is always available. Or else, I don't know about you, the way you're thinking, but I'm thinking seriously. And the reason I'm thinking deeply is I'm looking at the next 10 years from now with the level of impact and influence and pressure that our kids are having these days. And the level of exposure to drugs. Now, the last slide. Let me say this. Mind, the last slide. Let me say this. Is that, no. Okay. No, you didn't get it, no problems. Let me say this to parents, and I want you to hear me. The reason why your daughter or your son is deep in addiction is because there's pain. Addiction is a way you medicate pain. Let me put it this way. If you have a headache, the next thing you are looking for an analgesic. You want to relieve that pain. Your child, the moment there's pain, the next thing is, how do I medicate? Some medicate with rage, anger. Some medicate with sex. Some medicate with drug. What will that do? That will ease them of a tension that is in them. I remember one of my clients, she said when she was in class 1, after primary school, class 1, we call it GSS 1, they call it class 1 at the time. She said she started having issues with her education. There's no validation, and she's very sensitive and all. She said she told her teacher, I need therapy. Nobody gave attention to that. Because I'm saying a lot of things to different people here, I don't want to give out details. But today is another story. Is another story. What am I saying? The moment you realize that your child, thank you, sir, your child is having a little bit of hiccups or there's a little problem, don't leave it. Address it intentionally, dynamically. Be intentional about that thing that happened. It could be a friend harassing her in school. I had a client. Today I don't give details. How did she get into addiction? She said when she was in school, she gossiped or she did something, and all the pupils said they are not going to talk to her. If you talk to her, they will fight you. So she was isolated, ostracized for a whole term, and she couldn't go home to tell her parents. And that was it. Now, it's a thin line between your child becoming great and dropping out. It's thin. Each moment of the salvage, please, I'm pleading for my heart. Salvage every moment in the life of your children. I know some men are shadow dad, missing in action dad. If you are a woman and you are listening to me and you are saying, stand up and stand right, salvage your children. The truth is, if you don't, you regret it when they are old, and even when you are old. If you're hearing me now, you think your son or your daughter is reckless with drugs, sex, or whatever it is, seek intervention quickly, please. Don't play because listen, when you are deep in pain, You keep medicating. I've seen kids that started taking India hemp. Let's start with crack. They started little, small. They sniff it. They scatter everywhere. They misbehave. They go gagas. They try another dose. They are getting used to it. And that is what happened when pain is not in, when there's no intervention in pain. The moment a child has pain, emotional wounds has to be treated. Psychological wounds has to be treated at the time. A stitch in time saves 9. Nip it immediately. Don't say, don't worry. And some of you think your children are tables and chairs in your living room. They are growing. They are living beings. They are human beings. They are growing. So anything you notice, don't take it casually, or your children will end in casualty. Casualty mental home. Casualty child. How do I put it now? Baby mommy. Or how do I put it now? Teenage pregnancy. That's what I was looking for in my mind. Your child doesn't have to be scarred. Your child doesn't have to be mad. Don't scar them, don't mad them. Let them live. The sacrifice. Now listen, in closing, the need of your child is not money. Money is good. You pay bills and all. The need of a child is being present emotionally, intentionally, dynamically. And I'm choosing those words deliberately. What every child needs is your emotional presence, not presence. There's a place for presence. There's a place for gift. Send them to Harvard. If you are not emotionally present, you are not present in their lives. Money cannot replace love and affection. I was in Dubai, I think I wouldn't want to give the details. I went for a conference and it was Father's Day, so I was a guest speaker. I met, when we minister, we heal emotional wounds depending on the time that I have or not. But I just felt, let's do something. So we did healing of the father's wounding at the conference. It was on a Sunday. So we said, pair yourself. Oh yeah, pick your friend, pick another person. So they paired themselves in twos. Fortunately for me, I had to pair with someone. And the process is talk to your imaginary dad. I can never forget that episode in my life. So the man picked me. I didn't know who he is. I didn't know whatever he's doing. It's just, I was a guest speaker. So we started speaking. I will listen to what he wanted to tell his dad. Then I will also bring out my own. I want to tell my dad, imaginary dad. Assume your dad is seated and you want to tell him stuff that is bothering you. And this one said, Dad, I was the first person in the university, in my secondary school, that were given an award for scholarship anywhere in the world. He was a first-class student. There were just 2. He said, Dad, when I was given admission, the whole world stood for me. I had scholarships here and there, all over Nigeria at the time. He said, when I was going to school, I wish you followed me. It was my mom that followed me. I wish you just called me and said, that's my son, smart boy. He said, but I didn't see you, Dad. It was my mom I saw. He said, when he's a doctor, I'll just leave it at that. And he has a lot of hospitals all over the world. I'm telling you, true story, that we had a conversation together. He said, when I was in the medical school, at the end of every year, I clear my papers. And sometimes when they are giving award, I will take like 20 awards. It's only my mom that I see. Dad, you were not there. I remember the first time I had direction. This is the true story. Said, I wish I could have my dad to talk to. But Dad, you were not there. When he got to that place, I started seeing tears falling off his eyes. True story. He said, Dad, I wish you were there. He said, today, I don't want to give you details. I'm talking in the public. He said, today I've achieved. I have so many, many, many things. I don't want to give details too. I'm being careful. He said, but as I'm talking to you, Dad, I have 25 children for 10 different women. Today, there's no woman in my house. I cook for myself. And the man started crying. I'm talking about a man wailing. You don't know the disservice you do to your children when you are not there for them emotionally. The boy is intelligent, but he needs your emotional support. Thank you so much for listening to me today. If you felt I can't handle my son again, my daughter is getting out of hand, please send me a DM, send me a message. Let's treat that wound before that boy, that girl becomes a prostitute. Before that boy becomes a drug addict that will be mad on the street. Behind every pain, there's a story. Behind every addiction, there's a story. And that story, you will not hear it because you are the parent. It is the therapist and the doctor who is treating the soul that would listen to such in the therapy room. It can be late if you don't quickly salvage it. And I know what I'm saying. I have no permission to start telling you stories. Children who are solid, who have potentials, that they are cowarding inside. They are crouched because of pain, because of what happened to them that they can't even say out. I hear things and I'm scared. And I'll ask, what about your mom? I couldn't tell her. Some of you, as you are hearing me now, incest is going on in your house. Your children are sleeping with each other. They can't say it out. Listen, when those things happen, the truth is when those things happen, you only look at the fruit. You are not looking at the root. That's why in therapy, we don't deal with the fruit. We look into the root. We check the foundation. And when we checked it and we see something wrong with it, we heal it. Your kids can be healed. You can have your child back. Your child can take his life back. He can take her life back. Your child can be restored. One of my clients told me, she said, the mother will body shame her. You are too fat. You are the, excuse me. Good night. Thank you for coming. I don't want to continue. I don't want to get emotional about this. I appreciate you so much. I love you. If you enjoyed this program, let me hear your love, 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 love. Share, share, share. Or you want to take, or should I take one or two questions? Nice one. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Any question, please ask. I'm here. Thank you for having me. I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you, Ma. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ma. Please, you have any question? Yeah. Can I read it? It's long. Please, Ma. Is it normal for me to dress up in front of my 3-year-old? I'm a mother. That question is trickish, but I will answer. Most parents are not sensitive. And I'll give you a story. There was this protege of mine that the maid I'm taking you somewhere. I'll answer that question, but I always want to answer a question deeply so it will resonate. She works, she's, I think she's a banker or an insurance person, but she works morning till late in the night, sometimes weekend and all. So she had this house help. Listen very carefully. A female house help that sexually molests his son. I'm not exaggerating. This is a story. I have all the evidences. Sexually molesting a 3-year-old boy. Hear me. 3-year-old boy. The boy is 3. He had a sister that is less than a year. True story, fact. Now, she said she noticed that anytime they sleep, the boy would have left his room. I'm talking about a 3-year-old child. Left his room and go and meet the baby less than a year on her bed. Most of the night, she told me that there was no pampers. Most of the time, in the morning, the baby will not have pampers on anymore. She started getting worried. She will go to work. This generation, they have to work. So she said she noticed that when they are watching any movie that they are kissing or something, she said she will notice a boy playing with the private parts. True story. So she became observant. And the baby, she said when she came back from school, I have the mark of beating on that baby's body. True story. She said when she came back from work a particular night, the baby was crying. Normally, she would have had the baby would have had a bath and get her ready for sleep before she comes back to the house after work. She comes late, maybe 8, 9, sometimes late. And she told me, she said, I carried my baby and I saw her crying terribly. She now removed the clothes. This baby was beaten with anger. The marks were there solely. I'm talking about a year plus. I told her, I said, this girl must sleep at the police station tonight. So the girl was arrested. They now asked the 3-year-old boy, because she has observed that the 3-year-old boy is always being in the sister's court. She told her mom that the housemaid used to put his private parts in just think about it. I'm telling you, a 3-year-old child was saying this. When they started dealing with the maid, she confessed that she used to do that with a boy. The boy has now done that to the sister, incest from childhood. Why am I saying all of these stories? As much as possible, be intentional in educating your kids about body parts, about chastity, about boundaries. Do it. If you notice that your child is looking at you when you are dressing, just know that there is a seed. Something has happened. And have you noticed now in our generation, when you are watching a movie, they'll say rated 18 or parental guidance. How many of us will sit with our kids and tell them this is not right? Have you noticed children? I've noticed that a lot. I observe. I'm not a flippant person. I do a lot of observations. I've seen kids when they are watching movies and they are kissing. Some children will do like this, cover their faces. information are being passed down to them subliminally, and parents don't engage in conversation with their kids. So as much as possible, before they start asking questions and you have exposed them to all your body parts, because sometimes life may not be fair. Maybe you are living in a room and you don't have a choice. But as much as possible, let them know that you have to still cover yourself. You have to still be coded with your body. You are sending a signal to their conscious and subconscious mind that at least can the audio be dropped? The audio be dropped in the group. Okay. YouTube. Go to YouTube, you find it there. Now, if you are able to communicate that, even if the baby is looking at you, or 3-year-old is looking at you, cover yourself and act somehow. Let the private part be private parts. Now, I told you when I was growing up, all I know, or I knew, pardon me, as pornography is Ikebe super. Now, sex sells. From toothpaste to socks is sex they are talking about. As a matter of fact, hey, I've seen some people that their gist in the office is sexual. They transcribe, they translate every joke to sex. You know, everywhere you are walking, everywhere, sex filters everywhere. It wasn't like that before. There's some things that were decent when we're growing up. Even then, we knew what we went through. If I tell you my story, you will not live here today. My own life story. Do everything to communicate chastity to your children. Let them know that their breast is private. Their bum is private. If uncle tries something, come and tell me. And when your daughter says, I don't like this uncle, probe. I don't like this auntie, probe. Men are being molested, though. I understand. It's worse because your mind will not be there that your son will be molested sexually. Boys are being molested terribly by people you cannot think of. Don't let me go into anything today. Next question. Is that all? One more. I'll take that one more. Thank you, Ma. Can we have another? Thank you. Thank you for waiting. We are almost done. Oops. Okay. Okay, no more question. Thank you, Ma. We can have another session, Ma. Probably it can be normalized. Okay. Monetize. How? Okay. Whatever it is. I told you what I'm doing now is legacy. I'm just blessing my generation. The next Zoom free meeting I'm going to have is dealing with trauma. Please look out for the promo. Okay, all our social media platform. Join me on Instagram. My Instagram is the University of Knowledge, actually. I post a lot of things on the Instagram. My YouTube channel is Olufunke Adetuberu. It's Facebook the same, TikTok the same, YouTube the same. We post everywhere. Please join and share and share. Today's Zoom parenting Zoom should be on YouTube. I don't know how clear it is. Is it on YouTube? We upload it on YouTube. Okay, so we are good to go. We upload it on YouTube. You can always go back and watch and share. Please share. Share. Thank you so much for giving me this privilege and access to your various lives. I'm very grateful. Thank you, sirs and mas. May our children make us happy and give us joy. Bye for now. Bye-bye.